Brenner Mills, Minnesota Vikings. Just want to win one before I die.
Dalton Zongrecker, Dallas Cowboys. Just trying to earn a little respect.
Lane Cooter, the conductor of the Baker train.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome in to our divisional breakdown episodes where we are revealing our predictions for all the divisions throughout the 2025 season. And we have the NFC West today. Let's jump right into things. I have the Los Angeles Rams coming in first in the division at 13-4. I had two teams at 13-4, the Bucks at 14-3, and the Vikings at 11-6 in the NFC. And LA just barely falls to the 3 seed. I feel Puka and Adams, that's going to be deadly. You have Kyron Williams, a good O-line. If Stafford can stay healthy, you have one of the most dominant D-lines in the NFL. On top of that, you have a young secondary that doesn't have to do a whole lot with that D-line getting to the quarterback so fast. So I have them at 13-4 and making a strong playoff push. Spoon, who you got? Or what do you got?
I have the Los Angeles Rams winning this division at 12-5.
Okay, not far off. Spoon? Or Dalt? Just said Spoon. Dalt, you're muted.
I've got the Los Angeles Rams winning the division as well, 12-5, same thing.
Perfect.
I don't think it's going to be a super competitive division. But the Rams proved with their defense. Still got Sean McVay, so
Okay, all right. And Steve, what you got, my guy?
I've got them at 11-6, winning the division. No brainer. I really like Sean McVay, and I think that as long as, like you said, as long as Matt Stafford is healthy and plays well, I don't see why they can't. Their ceiling could be this. I mean, I think they could. I think this team and this roster could win the Super Bowl. I mean, I said that last year too.
Yeah.
Coach.
I definitely agree with that.
It all meshes.
Yeah, for sure.
They're the number 4 seed in the NFC for me.
They're my number 3 seed.
You guys would laugh at my playoff picture.
Maybe we will. All right, so number 2 in the NFC West for me is a surprise for even me. I didn't expect this when I filled out the list, and it is the San Francisco 49ers.
Oh,
I was not high on them. I'm still not super high on them. But one thing I do have to say about them is every time we count them out, every time we're like, okay, now they suck. They, this happened, that happened. They're not going to be that good this year. Every single time they come back the next year and they're really fucking good under Kyle Shanahan. And so, I mean, till I see it not happen, I got to believe it's going to happen, right? I have them at 11-6. Spoon?
Yeah, I have the 49ers not finishing second. I have them finishing third at 7-10.
Okay, 7-10. Dalt?
I got them third as well, but I have them at 9-8. I think they take a small step up from last year. They had a pretty abysmal year last year, but they had a lot of injuries. And I think they bring it back up just a little bit, but miss the playoffs in the end.
Okay. Steve?
Yeah, I have them at 9-8 as well. I think they're going to be competitive. I mean, we saw how Brock Purdy played last year whenever all of the stars got injured, and the Niners responded by letting go of 2 really good defensive players and signing Brock Purdy to that deal. Who they lose, Hufanga and that kid from Arkansas that tore his ACL or his Achilles in the Super Bowl.
He went to Denver.
Yeah.
Is it Greenlaw?
Yeah, Dre Greenlaw. That's what I'm trying to say. And I think it's going to bite him. I like what's his nuts, Shanahan. I think he's a good coach.
What's his nuts?
I think he'll spot them a couple wins, just based off of that and his playmaking or his play calling ability,
his scheming ability. Yeah.
Yeah, just not super high on them. I don't think Debo's as huge a loss as maybe some people think, but
I don't think he's a big loss at all. But my third place team, and a team that I could see making a push at the Niners for second place, is the Seahawks. The Seahawks are going to be a good defense. They'll be a top 10 defense. They were 11th last year in Mike McDonald's first season, and I think they could be a top 10 defense this year for sure. However, you get an aging Cooper Kupp that hasn't proven he can stay healthy for an entire season. You have Jackson Smith-Njigba, who I think is really good, but has never had to play as a true number one, has always had another guy or two to take pressure off of him. And you have Sam Darnold, who is unproven without reigning coach of the year Kevin O'Connell backing him. And do I think Darnold is going to go out there and look like a wet fish? No. I think he can definitely still play. I think he can put up, a 4,000-yard season. But the biggest thing for me is the Vikings played at Tennessee and Jacksonville last year, and those were both games that Sam Darnold, only two games that were like truly Sam Darnold's fault. Like, you watch those games and go, what the fuck is he doing? Like, this is the line's holding up, the receivers are running good routes, and you're just missing. And what happens if that kind of thing happens without Kevin O'Connell there to pull him out of it, right? What happens if you spiral for a couple games? Is that something that leads you into a death spiral and you end up, being benched, or are you able to pull yourself out of that and then kind of regroup and come back? And I don't know which Sam Darnold will be, or if he even goes into that mode again, or if he's just steady Eddie and just keeps trucking forward. And for those reasons, I couldn't just hand them 10 to 12 wins. So I had him in 9-8. Spoon?
Okay. I had them finishing second at 11-6.
Okay.
So they usually finish around there. I've had them being a little better this year with Sam Darnold. I think he's gonna come. I think after the season he had last year, I think he's just gonna pick up right where he left off.
I hope
honestly.
so. I really hope so. I could definitely say world in which the Seahawks are 12-5. But at the same time, I could
see a world where they go 8-9 too.
Exactly. So I try to keep it real. Dalt?
Yeah, I got to go with 12-5 as well. Second in the division, tied with LA. Sorry, I totally lost my train of thought. Like I said before, I don't think it's a very, very competitive division, and I think I agree with Spoon that Sam Darnold just kind of picks up right where he left off, and they take the number two spot in that division.
Cool, Steve.
I think that they're going to be a lot like last year, just kind of somewhere in the middle. I think they'll be competitive. But I've got them at 10-7, second in the division. I don't think Sam Darnold is going to have as good a season. I don't think they have nearly the weapons. I mean, you're going from Justin Jefferson to Jackson Smith-Njigba.
Yeah, no, I don't think he has the season, and he has Clint Kubiak as his OC now, and Kubiak has had marginal success in different places. He was the quarterback coach for Kirk Cousins for a little bit, and Kirk did okay. But then he was also the passing game coordinator for Denver in Russ's worst season. But then he goes with Purdy and does well as the passing game coordinator there. But then he was with the Saints last year, so he's been very up and down. I think he's very much reliant on the other coaching staff to have success. So I'm not really putting a ton of faith in that. And I feel like Sam's going to have to stand on his own 2 feet for the first time as this new version of himself. And I hope for him and for Hawks fans, I hope that's awesome and he does really well, except for when they play us. But I don't know if he can yet. And so for that reason, I had them third. But my fourth place team, the Arizona Cardinals. Defense is bad. Offense has some bright spots. James Conner's getting old. Marvin Harrison looks great, though. Marvin Harrison Jr. looks great. He had a up and down season his rookie year. I'm not too worried about that. But he looks, have you seen him lately? He looks yoked. He looks in great shape. Love to see what he's going to do. The rest of the team, outside of him and Kyler, not super stoked on. Line's okay. Connor's probably 30, 31 years old now, so he's at the age cliff. I'm just not super sold on the Cardinals. I am at 4-13. Spoon?
Yeah, the Cardinals, I have them at 4-13 as well. They're just, I mean, maybe if Kyler just has not really a breakout year, but he comes off this injury and he just plays lights out, then maybe they win a few more games. But I think they finished 4-13.
All right. Dalton?
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I've got them 4-13 as well. I
Well,
do
that's
think
the
a lot
best.
of these. I do think a lot of these games are going to be close for them, and I think they're going to be very defensive. They picked up with their first 5 picks. They picked a defensive player in first, second, third, fourth, and fifth round. So I think they're really, really trying to shore that up, and I think I could very well be wrong, but as of right now, I only have them going 4-13.
All right. Steve?
I have them at 6-11. Gave them a couple more wins. That division can be kind of competitive, even if there are bad teams. You've seen the worst team in the division knock off the best team in the division.
Yep.
It happens. For me, this is a make or break season for Kyler Murray. I think that if he has another mediocre season or gets injured again, I think you really have to start looking at that contract. I know it's big, but he's been outside of his one season where he was getting like MVP nods before he got injured.
Yeah.
He's been just a kind of a meh first overall pick.
He's been a great fantasy quarterback. When he's on the field, but that's about all you can say about it.
Sure, fantasy doesn't mean shit.
I know that's what I'm saying. That's about all you can say about it. So.
But no, I know what you mean.
So that's it. Anybody got anything they want to say about the NFC West before we close it out?
Nope.
All right. Well, I'll be at the Vikings Hawks game, that's for sure. But make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, noti bell even maybe. So peace out. We'll see you on the next one.